Attention CRT traders, this video is mostly going to focus on ways on where most of traders who actually use the concept of CRT or the candle range theory tends to make mistakes, okay? So you may have already heard of CRT, the candle range theory, where we tend to deal with candle range high and candle range low, and also combine them with time, okay? The 1, 5, and 9, okay? Those are the time that we mostly focus on, okay? So if you have already learned about CRT, I think you already know, like, we tend to look for key levels, or we tend to look for the CRT model on the 4-hour time frame, okay? And if you look on this 4-hour time frame here, you may see, can see here we had some very beautiful, you can say CRT. Okay, so you can see that we had that CRT, the candle range low was taken with this wick, long wick, right? So this is the CRT low, and this is our CRT high, okay? And you can see price went higher very fast, okay? So this is how you actually trade CRT. You treat each candle as a range, and you focus on the timing on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, you look for the 1, 5, and 9. Okay, this is the time that we focus on. Okay, it can be 1 a.m. or 1 p.m., but we always focus on the 1, 5, and 9. Okay, it can be a.m. or p.m. Okay. It again. Okay. Let me light here, okay? The time that we tend to focus or to look for the CRT model, okay? It's 1, 5, 9, okay? This can be AM, PM, okay? On the New York time, okay? According to the New York time zone. So if you look here, this was the CRT low was made. You can see CRT low here was the time was at 1 p.m. Okay, so this was 1 p.m. and the turtle soup here was formed at, you see, at 5 p.m. Okay, and the distribution was formed at, you see, 9 p.m. So you can see how it's very important to look for timing. Okay, timing is very important, and you can see we also had this fair value gap here. Okay, this was also one of the driving force for price to push higher. Okay, so if you are a CRT trader, I think you understand that this is like a magnet that attracts price to go higher, to come and fill this fair value gap before price can either go down or can continue going higher. So this is going to be our magnet. This is where we will have the draw on liquidity somewhere here. And that's why you can see this CRT high also was taken, but price kept on going higher to come into filling this fair value gap. Okay, so we had to fill that fair value gap. Okay, that fair value gap was our magnet for price to go higher, and also we can see the CRT high. So it was like price was moving from this external range liquidity where we had the what we call the turtle soup. Okay, the turtle soup, which was a manipulation according to CRT. Okay, as you know, in CRT we tend to use the power of 3. Okay, the AMD setups, the accumulation, manipulation, distribution models. Okay, so this was the external range liquidity. Price took this low, which was an external range liquidity, and went into this internal range liquidity, which was our fair value gap. So this is how you can actually combine CRT with this analysis, this style of trading where we combine internal range liquidity and external range liquidity. Okay, so you can see this worked perfectly. Okay, so here, if you had to look for opportunities, it could have actually become a very good point for you to take trades. We could have actually made a lot of money here if you took a buy from this candle. I mean, this third candle, this one. Okay, this candle is the one that we focus on. Let me show you which candle I'm talking about. This, the third candle, which is the distribution candle. Okay, this is the one that we tend to look for entries. This one. Okay, so you just wait for the accumulation, manipulation. After you have seen manipulation, then you already know your next candle is going to be bullish or bearish. So like here, we knew it was going to be bullish and we were targeting this CRT high, okay? And also we can target the 50% of this fair value gap, okay? So that's how simple you can actually analyze the 4-hour time frame and see the key levels, okay? But what I wanted to tell you here is that sometimes if you are trading like this, it's going to actually become very difficult for you to become consistently profitable. Why? It is because of we don't just focus on the 4-hour time frame, okay? We are not just focusing on like 4-hour time frame to look for our buyers, okay? If you check the 4-hour and you just use the 4-hour for understanding the direction of buyers, then it's going to, most of the time you may end up becoming unprofitable, okay? So it's very important to consider other time frame. Like look at this CRT here, okay? You can see here what happened. See, let me just use this, okay? So you can see there we had what you call turtle soup, okay? A manipulation. Price created the first candle here at what? This was at 5, okay? This was at 5 a.m. This manipulation candle was at 9 p.m., 9 a.m. So we expect the next candle to be bearish, right? We expect the next candle to be a bearish. And if you look on the left here, we have this key level again. This we act as a resistance, okay? This is our bearish order block. So you know, like, okay, price now is going to reverse. But the reality here is that not all the time price is going to work. Like, let's check here and see what happened. So we are just using the 4-hour time frame here. Something is missing. You will see what I'm talking about. So you can see, you see the next candle, bullish. Why? Now you may be confused, like, is CRT not working? No, the problem is how you are using CRT, how you are actually analyzing. It's not about just focusing on a single time frame like the 4-hour time frame. Just because we look for CRT on the 4-hour time frame, it doesn't mean like we just open the 4-hour time frame and we look for the direction bias. No, we don't trade like that, okay? The way we trade is that we need to check the higher time frame, the daily and the weekly, in order for us to master the what? The directional bias, not just the single time frame. Don't focus on a single time frame like 4-hour time frame. Not just because prices, actually, not just because on the 4-hour time frame we look for a CRT model, it doesn't mean all the time you're going just to focus on the 4-hour time frame. You're going to neglect the daily and the weekly time frame. Make sure you know that you are not going to focus on just 4-hour time frame because you know, like, we are looking for a CRT on the 4-hour time frame. You need to make sure you check the daily also. Check the daily time frame and the weekly. So let's check the daily. We need to go back to the weekly. I think we should check the weekly because that's our higher time frame, the highest time frame that I use. So you can see here, okay, nothing on the left there, okay. So let's focus on these candles here. So you can see, okay, this is the what? This was the weekly time frame. So let me remove the drawings, okay. So you can see what is happening on the weekly. Look, the weekly is showing us this, okay. The weekly is showing us what? Turtle soup, okay, a sweep of the previous candle low and a close inside the range and a close above the previous candle low, right? So this is the turtle soup, a very nice turtle soup here. You can see here we had the turtle soup, okay, price just closed above, okay. That's what happened, okay. So now what you're supposed to do is, where do we expect price to go? In the weekly time, at the weekly time frame here, you cannot expect price to go down. We don't expect price to go down, okay? Why? Because of this turtle soup. We have turtle soup here, we have liquidity soup here. Like price soup in the previous candle, the previous week low, okay? You can't expect price to go lower already when you already have this type of liquidity soup, the turtle soup, okay? The expectation is price will go higher. And where will price go to? At this, look at this, okay. So we already have this fair value gap which was formed, so we expect the next candle to go higher and fill the value gap on the weekly time frame, right? That's our expectation. That's expectations on the weekly. Forget about the 4-hour. We checked the 4-hour and it was so confusing. You see the 4-hour, you see what happened on the 4-hour. Just depending on the 4-hour, it was just simple. You could have just said, okay, I'm looking for sell, right? The 4-hour time frame, I'm looking for sell, and also I have this confirmation of this bearish order block, okay. So I'm going to actually look for sales because I have actually formed the CRT at we had this manipulation at what time? Manipulation at 9 a.m. So you always are, okay, I think now I'm expecting price to go down because of this manipulation or turtle soup that has been formed. Or then this is the creation of the CRT, so I expect price to go low. No, we don't trade like that. We need to look on the highest time frames, like the weekly and the daily. Need to check them. If you check the weekly, as I've shown you, you can see what happened. The weekly was showing what? This liquidity sweep. Expectations for price to go higher, not lower like what we saw on the 4-hour time frame. So you need to respect the higher time frame. Don't just focus on trading what? On trading on the 4-hour time frame. Don't depend on the 4-hour time frame only. Focus on the weekly and the daily, and then go and find your key level on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so this is the weekly. So the weekly is bullish, right? We expect some bullishness on the weekly. Let's check now the daily to confirm our bias. If you check on the daily, what do you see? The daily also created the turtle soup. Liquidity sweep again. Candle low has been the daily low. The previous day low has been actually taken out with this new bullish candle here. Expectations that price is going to be bullish. And also, remember, we already have this very big push to the upside. And also, fair value gap right there. Price is trying to fill the fair value gap. But we still see aggressiveness of buyers because of this bullish candle here, this bullish candle here. This is the one that's telling us like, oh, price is going to be bullish, and we expect to see price going higher. And we can say, okay, our TP will be on this what? On that order block low. Okay. So let's check on the 4-hour where we got the confusion. We were confused. See, we were confused here. We thought like this is CRT just because it's the 4-hour, and then during 4-hour time frame, we always look for CRT model. We expected, oh, now I can sell from here. We didn't consider the daily and the weekly. Now, if we take consideration of the daily and the weekly, we know we are bullish. So we are going to look for buys and not sells, okay? So we neglect the CRT here. We will not consider the CRT as a way of looking for trades, okay? We will not focus on the CRT here. We just focus on market structure, okay? We just focus on the daily and the weekly. So now let's check here. That's 1-hour time frame. Looking at the 1-hour time, you can see this is now, we can say that was our sell side liquidity there. Okay, so we had a sell side liquidity here. Sell side liquidity. Okay, price again went higher, and we had this market structure shift. You can say, then we can say we had this other market structure shift, okay, because price created that high and then took that high. So we already had very beautiful price action, and you can see we also had the levels change instead of delivery there and mitigation of that order block. And now we have this current order block. That's our new order block, okay? A very clean order block which has fair value gap above it. Very nice. And no, above it again, we have some form of liquidity there. This is the hourly time frame, okay? You're looking for buys, remember, because the daily and the weekly are showing bullishness. Now we see what is happening. So this is a 1-hour time frame, and there we are. So you can try to go on the 30 minutes, see the clear price action there. So we still have same thing here. See, same order block. We may choose to trade on that stop loss just below this order block and take profit. Remember what I say, take profit on this blue line there. Okay, that's like 1 to 7. Okay. So now let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. I think we missed this trade, right? But just looking at price action here, it's like we missed this trade because price already went so far. But according to the way price action is here, I expect price to come down. Okay. I don't know when, but I know price will have to come down there, and we will have to go higher. Maybe let's be patient, right? I think we still have liquidity here. This liquidity, very nice liquidity here. Price will have to take this. Okay. Price will take this. That's accumulation manipulation. So we need to wait for price to come down to this order block before price goes higher again. Let's wait and see if price will come down. Not yet. So I'm expecting price to come down here and push price higher. Okay, so that's the expectation. So right now, if you are still analyzing all the USD, this is what you should actually look for. Wait for price to come down into this order block before we can go more higher, because you know every order block has been mitigated. The order block here has been mitigated. This one is the one that is still unmitigated. So I expect this price to come down here. It can be maybe the same week, this week or next week, but this is the one of the very best model that I'm actually waiting for price to tap, and then I can execute this. So guys, thank you for your time. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment, okay, and share this video. Thank you for your time.